Welcome to the Blogger Genius Podcast, brought to you by MyLatorre. Here's your host, Jillian Leslie.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Blogger Genius. Before we get started, I wanted to make an announcement. What I am doing now is Monday afternoons, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going into our Facebook group to have a live discussion. Our Facebook group is called the MyLatorre Mastermind Group. Please head over to Facebook. Please join the group, MyLatorre Mastermind Group. And we're going to have a discussion about this last week's episode. I think this is super valuable because we can all share what our biggest takeaways are. I want to share what I have learned from the episode, what I am taking into my business. And this way we can all grow, learn together. So please meet me over there. Mondays, 3 o'clock, Facebook Live, be there. Okay. Today's guest is Nate Woodbury. He is founder of Be the Hero Studios. We are talking all things YouTube today. So what he does is he helps people, business owners, create YouTube channels, not to be YouTubers, but to sell their products, to grow their businesses. Remember, YouTube is the second largest search engine. So it's worth having a presence there, and I'm going to be building up our YouTube channel as well. He's got some really great strategies and tactics. I think you are going to get a tremendous, even if you're not on YouTube, even if you're completely terrified of YouTube, listen to this episode. Okay, so without further delay, here is my episode with Nate Woodbury. Nate, welcome to the show. I'm excited to have you.
Thank you. Very glad to be here.
Okay, so I just read that you have 13 YouTube channels. Can you explain what that even means?
Yeah, so I've built a YouTube production company. So 8 of the 13 are actually daily YouTube channels, so that's a lot of work. But I'm surrounded by a great team. I've got 14 full-time assistants in the Philippines.
Okay.
They do a lot of editing. I've got a couple filming assistants here in Utah, so we definitely have a lot of work that we do.
Wow. Okay, let's back up. Can you share your entrepreneurial journey and how you got into YouTube and when you got into YouTube?
Yeah, I've had my company for 9.5 years.
Okay, so you were early.
Yeah, I really love entrepreneurship. I'm passionate about creating things and efficiency and finding things that work. And I started actually with web design and quickly found great success in selling a custom website design service. And all my clients were happy with my service, but I wasn't. All right. I wasn't happy because I didn't see that my clients were really using their websites very effectively.
What kind of clients were these?
Any types of small business owner. So
Okay.
I helped anybody from a dentist to a landscaper to a restaurant owner, just all different types. And we created beautiful websites, but they weren't really getting a lot of traffic.
Okay.
And so then I created a SEO service, search and optimization service, so they would start to get traffic, and that worked. But then I was discouraged again because while they were getting traffic, they weren't really selling anything on their websites. It was just an online brochure. And I'm like, well, do you have a sales funnel? Do you have promo videos? What are you doing to do something with this traffic I'm sending your way? Well, I discovered something along the way. The SEO service that I created and that was working, we would create a YouTube video that would answer a how-to question. So we put that video on that landing page or the SEO page. We would transcribe the video, put all the text on the page. We would then do article marketing and have that link back to the page. We'd create infographics and put that on Pinterest, have that link back to the page. And it was a lot of work, and it did get the page ranked on the front of Google. So the crazy thing that I then noticed was that the YouTube video itself was getting 50 times more views and traffic on YouTube than our SEO page that was ranked on the top of Google.
Okay.
And I just love results. and I love efficiency. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to simplify things here, and I'm just going to focus on this YouTube video strategy and see what's here. And really just started focusing on YouTube and getting traffic there, and how much easier it was that you could answer people's questions and build a following there and develop leads. And so, I went from having a full custom website design team to now I just use things like ClickFunnels to build my websites and landing pages. But now I get tons of traffic on YouTube. And that discovery was around 6-7 years ago. And it just went from proving that in small scale with individual videos to now having very successful channels on YouTube that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. So.
Okay, so we're going to get into that. So first question is, can you today start a YouTube channel and get to where you are, or did you get in at a time when it was possible to do this? Is it still possible?
Yeah, it's definitely still possible, and there's new channels that I'm launching even today. What has changed is in the beginning you could just create videos and you could become popular just by creating videos, not really having any strategy.
Okay.
Nowadays you do have to be strategic.
Okay.
But a lot of the strategy is really a lot of the same strategy that comes with entrepreneurship. To be successful in entrepreneurship, you've really got to have stick-to-itness, that tenacity.
Yes.
And same thing on YouTube. As long as you've got those attributes and you're creating quality content, putting value out there, basically, then you definitely it's definitely a great platform to build on.
Can we talk about your 13 channels, and you said you have 8 that are your own, and you're putting content out every day?
Yeah.
Can you share what are those 8 channels and what kind of content are you creating every day?
Right. So one of them is with a friend and partner of mine, Chris Crone. He teaches real estate investing. And so that channel is actually 7 videos a week. I call daily 5 or more, but this one's 7. And it's how to invest in real estate, how to improve your credit, how to have a money mindset, and all of those type topics, so that young investors can learn those ropes. And other ones are life coaches. Paul Jenkins, he's a positivity psychologist, switched to a coach, so he's still a licensed psychologist, but just teaches positivity, teaches parenting, teaches relationships. We've got several that are life coaches and teach a lot of different things about goal setting or just achieving goals. We've got several that are talking about business and marketing and branding. My own channel that I am the star of is I teach a lot about YouTube. I teach how to get results on YouTube, and I like to talk a lot about entrepreneurship and influence.
Okay, so, what's your channel called?
It goes by my name, Nate Woodbury.
Okay, Nate Woodbury. Okay, so you are creating then a video every day?
Yeah, on most of the channels, it's 5 or more episodes per week.
Okay, and are you batching these? Are you spending one day just
Definitely.
creating? Okay, and is it, how do you come up, let's start at the beginning. How do you come up with, okay, so this week you're going to make 5 videos for, let's say, your own channel. How do you come up with the content?
Yeah, so that question leads into the big secret that I love to share, and that's one of the biggest takeaways that anyone can get if they want to have success on YouTube, is to do keyword research before filming.
Ooh, yes. I believe doing keyword research before doing anything is the best strategy. Yeah,
because a lot of people will come to me and say, "Hey, Nate, I've got thousands of videos." That's a crazy amount to have. They've got thousands of videos, and I don't know what to do with it, or it's already on YouTube and it's not getting any traffic. Can you help me SEO my channel or my videos?
Content, yeah.
And it's really hard to do that. And I'll give you an example. So my friend Katie, she's an interior designer.
Got it.
And let's say she would have already filmed some videos on living room design. Mm-hmm. But then we do keyword research, and I've got some real titles in my mind from when we've done this. We found real specific questions such as how to design a living room with a corner fireplace. So if we now know, ooh, that's a great question, that should be the title of our video, we can't just go back and take one of her living room design videos and title it How to Design a Living Room with a Corner Fireplace, because that's not what she talked about in the video.
Right.
So the goal is to really go deep and define all these specific questions and then film our videos. And so one of the questions you asked earlier that we now have an answer for is, how do you find all the ideas for videos? You do keyword research like that. With Katie, we found another one, how to design a living room with large windows, or how to design a living room with high ceilings, or how to design a kitchen living room combo.
Now tell me, how are you discovering that these are good keyword phrases? What are you doing?
Yeah, so there is a tool that I discovered a year ago. Prior to a year ago, I used a whole bunch of tools, and it was a very painful process. Now it's easy.
Okay.
The company is called SEMRush.com.
Yep.
And they've been around a long time.
Yep.
Well, they created a tool that a year ago was in beta that they showed me called the Keyword Magic Tool.
Yep. It's on SEMRush, right?
Yep,
we
it's on
use
SEMRush.
and if you go, it says Keyword Magic Tool. Okay.
Right.
So for people who don't know, SEMRush is this really powerful SEO kind of dashboard where you can see where you're ranking for things, where you can explore, put in keywords and see how they are doing, how much traffic a keyword gets. The one thing about SEMRush is it's expensive. It's like $100 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're serious about SEO, like we pay for it because even though it's one of our most expensive tools, but it's so powerful. So I highly recommend it. You can, I think, get the information the information on SEMRush is kind of available in the world, but SEMRush just puts it all together really nicely.
Yeah, definitely. And for somebody who's really serious about even doing a daily YouTube channel, you could get away with using that tool for just 1 month.
Right.
And then cancel your subscription. That's actually what I tell a lot of people. So they have a free trial, but the free trial is, even though they say 14 days, you can only do like 10 searches. So it runs out pretty quickly. But if you pay the $100 for the month, and you just use it for several days, digging and finding all these real specific phrases. So the best way that I found is you go to that Keyword Magic Tool, you type in, we'll just use that example, living room design.
Okay.
The results come up. They look pretty similar to what you see on any other tool, but then there's a button that you can hit that says questions. So when you hit that questions button, it makes it so simple. It filters out all the non-questions, but it's also powerful to see how many questions are in this tool. And then here's another tip.
Yeah.
You don't need a huge search volume to get results. I typically recommend starting with phrases that have between 10 and 100 searches per month.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay.
Yeah, and here's why. So I think the phrase, how to design a living room with a corner fireplace, I think that phrase on the SEMRush tool, it gets searched 50 times per month.
Okay.
If I post that video, only 50 or so people are going to be searching for that and find my video. But they're going to watch the video all the way to the end because I'm talking exactly to what they searched for.
Right.
And the YouTube algorithm is going to see, oh, wow, this is a high-performing video. People are watching it all the way through the end. Let's find more people like these 50 that we can suggest this video to. So YouTube will start to promote your video for you on top of that search phrase.
Got it. Okay, so if you hit a sweet spot that people really want that content, then that tells the YouTube algorithm, ooh, this guy or this woman is providing some real value. People like it, and then we should find other people interested in interior design, let's say, and show it to them.
Yep, that's right. So it's actually easier if you go more specific.
Interesting. So don't do living room design.
Right. In fact, with the real estate channel, we've never made a video about real estate investing. It's always been how to invest in real estate with no money, or how to invest in real estate with bad credit. Just something real specific each time. The first 700 videos we made on that channel were all following that exact strategy. Now we have enough momentum there.
Right.
We can make a video about anything and it will get results. But the keyword research before filming strategy, these long phrases, low search volume,
right.
It's a perfect strategy for laying the foundation for a YouTube channel.
I love that. So it is the long tail in terms of search results. Now, will you get traction on Google as well?
Yep, definitely.
So people on Google searching for, corner fireplace, your video is going to show up.
Yeah, oftentimes, it depends on what people are searching for, but the Google algorithm often knows, is this a tutorial type topic or a lesson? Maybe we should suggest a video there, and Google owning YouTube has access to all of that. So yeah.
Right. Okay, now and by the way, this is an awesome strategy if you're a blogger looking for blog content to write.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that would be fantastic.
And I always say, they say, of course, the riches are in the niches, but it is about, I think, finding the long tail search results. We have a site called Catch My Party, and people upload photos of their birthday parties and baby showers and bridal showers and stuff like that, and we get millions of page views a month, but we get it through the long tail. So we're not going to win on princess parties, right? You type in princess party into Google, and guess what? Party City's going to show up, and Target's going to show up, and all of those places where you can buy princess stuff. However, if you do like a rainbow unicorn Cinderella princess party or something, or princess quinceañera, we will show up. And there are enough people out there in the world searching for these random things. And guess what? We end up getting traffic. And so it's funny because when you look at our Google Analytics, it's like the longest, it's all those random searches with just like 10 hits or so. So it's not like you can go, these are the top 5 search terms that send traffic to our site. It's thousands of search terms that send traffic to our site. So we are big believers in the long tail.
Now, what's also cool is YouTube is a wonderful promotion engine. And I'm not talking about you can pay YouTube to promote your own videos, but YouTube will find videos that perform well with advertisers. So they'll find videos that will make them money, and they promote them heavily. And so it becomes a huge tool. So my biggest video is over 5 million views, and it did not go viral. We knew that it was on a topic that YouTube liked and YouTube would promote. And so because we had already created one, I'll just tell you, it was how to invest in your 20s.
Okay.
So that video we saw it was 50 or 60,000 views. And you can look in the YouTube analytics, they provide so much wonderful data. And we saw, this video, the reason it's getting more views is because YouTube has been suggesting it to others. Let's create another one with the same title, but let's make the video even better and make it longer.
Okay.
And so we did that, and definitely YouTube really grabbed a hold of that and starts to promote it. Now, here's the crazy thing. Because YouTube has this partner program, which means they'll pay me 55% of the ad revenue they get because I'm creating good videos that they can pair ads with.
Right.
So not only did they take this video that we created and promote it to now over 5 million people, the ad revenue that's come from that, I've personally received between $150,000 and $200,000 just on the ads for that one video. But then the leads that it's brought in for Chris for his real estate investing courses, he's made over $2 million in sales just from that one video.
Wow. Okay, now, but I would say that doesn't feel very long tail. That seems pretty like a pretty, big keyword, and yet you guys were able to rise above the noise.
Yeah, well, and I'll also explain that while we've never made a video for real estate investing, we made so many long tail phrases that now if you type in real estate investing, we do rank there now.
Okay.
Because we just created, on my strategy, I use a tree analogy. So you've got a broad trunk that goes out to branches, that goes out to leaves.
Okay.
And I teach, okay, the leaves are these really specific long tail phrases. Just make leaf after leaf after leaf, but eventually you'll dominate for the whole tree.
Got it.
And so if you type real estate investing, you'll see Robert Kiyosaki, you'll see Grant Cardone, and you'll see Chris Crone. He's now ranking up there with the big boys.
Hey, are you a blogger or entrepreneur who loves their business but is a little overwhelmed with all that you have to do in a day? Well, you are not alone. We all feel this way. So I want to share a pop-up tool that will increase your social media followers, grow your email list, build your traffic, and it is called MyLatorre. MyLatorre is a pop-up app that my husband David built for our first site, Catch My Party. In the 4 years that we've been using the MyLatorre pop-up on Catch My Party, our Pinterest account has grown exponentially to over 1.1 million followers. And our Instagram has grown to over 160,000 followers. And these social networks now drive millions of page views to our site every single month. MyLatorre works to grow followers on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It'll grow your sales on Shopify or Etsy, and it will even grow your email list. You can focus on growing one platform at a time or switch between several. The choice is yours. MyLatorre. It's easy to install. You can do it in under 3 minutes. It's completely optimized. Right now, you can get your first 30 days for free. Just go to mylatorre.com to sign up for your free trial. If you are not converting your site visitors into followers, subscribers, and customers, you need to change your strategy. To take the first step, head over to mylatorre.com and start your free trial. There's no risk, and you'll be joining thousands of other professional bloggers who are already using MyLatorre to grow their businesses. As a bonus, once you sign up, I'll send you valuable business tips each week to help you continue to accelerate your growth. You can't be everywhere all the time, so let MyLatorre work for you. It's fast, it's easy, and it gets results. So what are you waiting for? Head to mylatorre.com and start your free trial. Okay, so now tell me this, which is, how do I create good videos on YouTube that people want to watch? Like, I've heard that videos need to be at least 10 minutes. They need to have like a catchy beginning. They need to have a good thumbnail. Like, what are the other ways that you are optimizing your videos?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different things that we could talk about. The one that's the most important is that you have something valuable to give.
Okay.
So if you're an expert, you have expertise to share. People all around the world are searching for your expertise, but just they don't know that you exist right now. There's kind of a problem with that obscurity.
Yep.
So that's why I started with keyword research and suggested we go there, because then you're finding out the questions that people are asking,
right,
and making it so that they can find you.
Right.
And so that's the biggest way. And then you don't stress about production quality.
Okay. So
when I say create really good content with high value, you can pull out your phone and film a selfie video.
Right.
Another direction we could go is there are 3 different topics that are, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
And you can guess, what do you think most people respond with? So what would you say is the most important? The camera, the lighting, or the audio? What do you think most people respond with?
Lighting.
Okay, that's the answer that is correct. Most people actually think that the most important thing is to have a high quality camera.
Okay. Yeah.
And so,
isn't it? It's all about the lighting.
Yeah, it really is. But here's the simplest way to do it is if you have a window.
Yeah, stand in front
daylight
of it.
outside.
Yep.
You just face the window.
Yep.
So the light's coming in on your face.
I'm a woman, so I know this.
There you go.
I think
and
all women who've done any video know that it's all about the lighting. And it's all about the window.
Yeah, you can film a selfie video just facing a window, and if you're holding the phone camera in your hand, it's close enough that the audio is going to be great.
Right.
And so you can make videos like that, but if you're really delivering high quality content, you're sharing some really helpful advice, you're answering the question in a way that's really unique and is centered around your expertise, that really is going to deliver the results that you want. People are going to love it, and they're going to watch it all the way through to the end. So there's plenty of other things that we could talk about thumbnails, about retention rate.
Right.
Maybe I'll talk about both of those. So,
well, first of all, how long does your video need to be?
Yeah, YouTube, you said 10 minutes. That's right. I shoot for 10 to 12 minutes on average.
Okay.
Longer the watch time, the better. So if you can keep people watching for a long time, then YouTube will promote that video more. You just don't want your video to be too long. You don't want to run out of things to say and just keep it going, because that will not get you any benefit at all.
Okay.
So let me give you another topic.
Okay.
How to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics.
Ooh.
That's a topic that we researched for a friend of mine many years ago, and I've used that as an example, and it's a great remedy, by the way.
Okay.
So if I wanted to keep people engaged for 10 minutes, here's how I might introduce that video. So welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics. And I'll start out just really talking about why not antibiotics in the first place. And then I'll share with you the three different ingredients. There are three ingredients that you'll have in your kitchen. So I'll go over the first one, spend some time there, and then I'll explain the virtues of that one and the other three. And then I'll explain how you make this and kind of how you need to take it. You know, how much doses, what's the length of time. So you'll have a good understanding of, okay, so that wasn't perfect, but I let people know what the video was going to be about, and then I kind of summarized it step by step of what I'm going to be talking about. And when you do that at the beginning of your video, it lets them know, okay, this is valuable and why I need to watch all the way to the end.
Oh, I love that. You know, it's kind of like when you learn essay writing when you're in 5th grade and they say, okay, in the first paragraph, you know, you have your topic sentence, and then you say, here's what I'm going to talk about. And then you talk about it. And then at the end, you say, and here's what I talked about. You know, here are the 3 things I'm going to talk about. Then you talk about each one. And then at the end, you go, and that's what I did. I talked about these 3 things. So it's kind of like that.
It's exactly like that. The only difference is I found, and this is just an interesting side note, people don't like you to summarize what you talked about at the end.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Okay.
That's just on YouTube. They end up leaving. So at the end, what you do is you say, all right, so now that you know how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics, I want you to watch another video that will teach you how to get rid of an ear infection. So here's the link to that video.
So like a tease to something else. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I get that. Okay, so I love this. So it's not about being funny or being like big or loud, or it's really just about imparting information that's useful.
Definitely. And letting your personality shine through is definitely going to help.
Okay.
You don't want to be somebody else. That's something that I've learned. I mean, Chris Crone, who's the star of the real estate channel, he is very dynamic. When he speaks on stage, he's got huge movements. He is really loud. And when I've started speaking on stage at first, I was really struggling because I wanted to be on stage like Chris. But I'm kind of a quiet guy.
Yeah.
And I've just learned to kind of embrace who I am. And when I've spoken on stages in the last year, it's been very well received. I'm like, okay, good, I can be me. And it feels a lot better that way. So the same thing when you're on camera creating your own channel, you want the parts of your personality that your close friends see, that your family sees. You want that to come out in the video because people will really be able to get to know you. But again, you don't need to act or pretend or kind of put yourself in, oh, I've got to do this because I'm on camera. You know,
right.
Sure, increase your energy a bit, but
right.
You don't have to stress about that.
Okay, so can we talk about monetization? Because one thing that I keep hearing is, yes, you can make money with ads. I think you need, first of all, like 1,000 subscribers, and there's certain metrics you need to hit in order to start monetizing, but that you're not going to get rich with Google AdSense, that it is a nice addition to your income, but unless you are one of these, streamers, gaming streamers, like you're not going to hit those million 5 million subscribers. So tell me your thoughts about that, and then can we talk about other ways you're monetizing?
Yeah, definitely. And I agree with that. All the clients and channels that I've produced are for people who already have businesses. And so they're not making commercials to put on YouTube, but their goal is to get people to come from YouTube eventually to come to their website and to buy their services. And so we talk about how the advertising revenue eventually can be significant, but just to count it as icing on the cake.
Right.
It took me many years to get to a point where I had 5 figures monthly from AdSense revenue. Mm-hmm. And 5 figures, that becomes significant, and that can become a livelihood.
Right.
But when you recognize you need millions of views to make thousands of dollars,
right,
it puts things into perspective. If you're only getting thousands of views,
right,
then you're only making pennies.
Right. So. Okay. So then what do you say? So let's say I'm a blogger. Let's say I'm a food blogger. Let's say I sell a recipe book. You know, I have a cookbook, or I promote other people's cookbooks, or I do affiliate sales and sell, you know, my favorite baking pan, those kinds of things. So how would you coach that person in terms of, you know, creating a YouTube channel and then monetizing it?
It would be in a very similar way to how you've directed traffic to your blog and how you've monetized it there.
Okay.
With just some advantages that YouTube has an amazing search engine, mm-hmm. and so you're going to be getting a lot more search traffic. And because of this partner program, most people, when they refer to the partner program, they think about the ad revenue. But I think about the partner program for a bigger benefit, and that's that if I make a video that will make YouTube money, they will promote my video. So I really see the second benefit there, as YouTube is a big promotion engine. So you have a massive platform that will promote you and pay you for that promotion. And so how to monetize that, you know, if you've got the patience to wait 3-4 years, then you can expect to have the ad revenue come and be significant. But what are you going to do in the first 2 or 3 years to get to that point? Yep. So, but then, you know, at the end of many of my videos, I'm very strategic about it, but at the end of the video, there's always a call to action. And oftentimes that call to action will be, hey, if you found value in this video, I'd like to give you a copy of my book for free. Click the link below. And that will get them into my sales funnel, right? They'll be on my email list. They'll now be in my sales funnel where I can sell a course or have their contact information and call them. And
so you use it as lead gen.
Totally.
Now, Here's the thing. I've heard, though, that YouTube gets mad when you lead people off of YouTube.
Okay, and that is correct. But once you have that 1,000 subscribers and you can join the YouTube Partner Program, you can get your own website approved.
Okay.
And once it's approved, they say that the penalty for them clicking a link and leaving YouTube,
right,
that penalty is dramatically reduced.
Okay.
And so it's definitely worth it. You have to think, okay, if I'm going to link from YouTube to Facebook, is that worth the penalty?
Right.
But if I'm going to link from YouTube to my own website,
right, and get something like an email address,
it's totally worth that penalty. And as long we've done different approaches where every single video we link to our website, and we've still seen growth, we've still seen success. But then what we've seen better results with is if on some of our videos we say, all right, now that you've understand how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics, you definitely need to check out the earache video. Watch that.
Got it.
And then at the end of the earache video, we then link to our website. I'm just making up an example, but some of the videos will then just be to promote other YouTube videos, and it can be videos on other people's channels. Just by keeping people on YouTube, YouTube will recognize that, this video increases session watch time, and so they'll continue to promote it. And if we find a video that leads to a lot of new leads coming in for our sales funnel, then we'll create other videos that will give value and link back to that high performing video.
Got it. Okay. So how many, let's say you make 10 videos, how many of them are going to link to your website, and how many of them are going to link to your other videos, and how many of them would you link to somebody else's video?
I would break it into thirds. Have a third of them going to your own website, a third that will link to your videos and others, and then there's a third category I'll say would be to encourage social engagement. So you could have the main call to action be to leave a comment below, or there's actually a feature where you can have a poll right within your video.
Okay.
So just some type of engagement where you're really encouraging them to like or to comment or to answer the question in the poll, or subscribe definitely. So
okay, and can you talk playlists and the importance of playlists?
Yeah, no, playlists are important according to what I've been taught. I personally don't have any good playlist strategies.
Interesting. Do you use them though? Are you creating playlists?
I do. There are a couple instances where I've recently started using them is when in a video, when the call to action is to link to another video, I have linked to a playlist where I've referenced a before and an after video, just because it's a strategy that I'm teaching, and I think that type of playlist makes sense.
Could you go back? Can you explain that, a before and an after? What do you mean?
Yeah, so I found a video that was performing well.
Okay.
It got 50 to 60,000 views, and so I decided to create a sequel of it, and that's the video that I mentioned earlier that now has over 5 million views.
Okay.
And so I was talking about this strategy, and so I said, okay, now I recommend that you go and watch both of these videos. You see what worked before, and you'll see how we then built upon it, and I created a playlist with those two videos.
Okay. I get it. Now, here's the thing. The conventional wisdom is one video a week. And you are making 5 to 7 videos a week. And do you feel like, YouTube is this content monster that wants to just continually be fed? Like, do you think you can make one video a week? Or do you feel like, no, to really optimize it, you need to be making 5 to 7?
All right. So you can succeed at a gradual pace with one video per week, and that's where I started. Even with the Chris Crone Real Estate channel, 2 years we just did one episode a week at most. But then I learned what was happening when channels were posting 5 or more videos a week, and there's something in the algorithm that they really like consistency. They like people coming back every single day. So we decided to put it to the test and see, okay, well, we're supposed to experience a big spike of exponential growth in 4 months if we go daily. So we did, and to the day on that 4-month mark, we had our first spike. We were averaging, I'm trying to remember the numbers the best I can, somewhere around 500 views a day channel wide. Then we had a spike, and we went up to 10,000 views in a day. The spike settled down, but it was much higher than our average before. And then we had another spike up to like 35,000 views in a day. And then I've since that first test, I've seen it after channel after channel after channel, and so there's 4 ingredients that will ensure that you get a spike like that after 4 months. So the first ingredient is you've got to do keyword research before filming, and use that strategy.
Yep.
The second ingredient is the length of the videos, which we've talked about. Between 10 and 12 minutes is the average that I shoot for.
Yep.
The third ingredient is that you've got to have your average view duration be about 45%.
Wait, your average what?
Your average view duration.
View duration,
or
okay.
retention rate.
So that people will stick through. So if your video is 10 minutes, 40% are watching all 10 minutes.
Yeah, or another way of looking at it is on average, how much of the video are people watching?
Yep.
Are they leaving after 1 minute?
Yep.
Or average, are half of them on average, are they watching 50% of it or whatnot? And so just the higher that stat, the better. And you need at least 45%.
Okay. And then what's the fourth?
The fourth one is just be patient for 4 months, because the first 4 months
that's
is boring.
hard. I bet that's hard, because you're like, why isn't this working? And then, that is one of the hardest things I think about entrepreneurship, is knowing when to be patient and knowing when to pull up.
Yeah, well, especially when you're running that hard, putting out 5 episodes a week, and you're waiting for 4 months thinking, man, I sure hope this happens.
Right. Okay. But in your in your experiments, it does work.
Yeah, it's worked every time. And I'll be open that there's a couple channels where one of the ingredients was missing and it didn't work. And the main ingredient that was missing was the retention rate or the average view duration.
Okay.
Where we'd look in the 20% or 15% people were just not really and without saying a name to embarrass anybody, one individual that I worked with, we were still getting gradual growth. We were still getting search traffic. We stopped filming this channel last December, and that channel still continued to grow. It's up to 10,000 subscribers now without posting an additional video.
Wow.
But in her case, somebody else was investing in her and paying for the production of her channel, and she didn't really know what the end goal was, and so she didn't really have any direction. And she was just creating topics that she wasn't even passionate about. And so there were some things that we could definitely work to improve there, but probably a few lessons that we could learn that if you're going to be making this many videos, that you want it to be about something that you are excited about, that you can stick with it for the long term.
Definitely. And your audience can smell it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like how you worded that. Exactly.
Okay, now here's a question. If I am releasing, so if you're releasing 5 videos a week, I'm assuming that's Monday through Friday?
A lot of them are, yeah. But the interesting thing is we find that Monday is actually a slower day. So some of our channels will do Tuesday through Saturday or some other rotation.
And are you releasing them at the exact same time every day?
Yeah, YouTube has a scheduler.
Okay.
So you can just go in there and set that date and time. We will film 20 episodes in a day. So when you asked if we batch,
we talk about
definitely batch.
Okay.
And so we'll film in bulk like that, and then we get to work on the editing, and within YouTube we'll get everything ready, the thumbnails, and schedule that in there, so then it will just come out each morning. And typically 8, 9 in the morning, somewhere in that range. But if your audience is on another side of the planet, then you got to worry about different time zones. It can kind of be confusing. So I don't stress too much about the time.
Okay. Do you need a thumbnail that has like a crazy image of you going, and some sort of like, how important is the text on your thumbnail? And then I've heard that you don't just want to be like, hey, here's me smiling, but like, here's me reacting to something.
Okay, thumbnails have become more and more important. They're super important.
Okay.
Yeah, because people have a whole menu of videos to choose from.
Right. Why do they pick this one?
Yeah. What's going to make your video stand out? And so when you mentioned, should I put a crazy picture? I mean, maybe if that crazy picture really creates curiosity about the topic. So if I made a video, how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics, and it's me just sitting there normal.
Right,
I mean, maybe that would be enough. But maybe if I'm holding up some unique ingredient, like one of the ingredients is raw honey, so I could be holding up raw honey and kind of have my eyebrows up, I mean, maybe that would help.
Right.
It's hard to guess. Sometimes we make subtle changes that make a big difference and we would have never guessed. But once you that's all you do in the beginning is just guess, like, okay, what do I think will get people's attention,
right, and
create curiosity, and then you can actually do an A/B test. There's a software called TubeBuddy.
Okay, spell that.
And TUBE, so like YouTube, TubeBuddy. And they have an A/B split test tool. They also have SEO tools and stuff that I don't use. I use the SEMRush side of things for SEO keyword research.
Okay.
But I do like their A/B split test tool.
Okay.
As a side note, last spring, YouTube said, hey, this summer, we're going to come out with an internal A/B split test tool. Well, it's now September. We still don't have that.
Okay. TubeBuddy is happy going, oh, they didn't kill our business yet.
Right.
Okay.
So, but basically, you can design 2 different thumbnails. And I recommend just changing one variable at a time, so you can learn from it and say, okay, if all I'm doing is changing the words, I change, but the picture, the colors all look the same. Then when you see, there's an improvement, cool. And one thing that I've found consistently is that you don't need to repeat the title in your thumbnail or tell people what the video is about, but the text can be things like, you'll never guess. Just something like that creates curiosity. So if the title is how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics, that's already said. They'll see that every time with the thumbnail.
Yep.
But in the thumbnail, it's like, this works amazing, stuff like that.
Yep. So that kind of text is where you want to create that question for the audience that they have to click to find the answer.
Right.
So you're not just writing how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics in the thumbnail.
Yep. One other example is with Chris Crone, How to Invest in Your 20s.
Yep.
The first thumbnail did perform well. It was him sitting on his pool table. It had red felt.
Yep.
He didn't want to show his car, but when we did the remake of that video, I'm like, you know what, Chris, we're going to use your car.
Yep.
He has this BMW i8 with a wing door.
Yep.
And yeah, that thumbnail performs really well.
And what was the text you put in that thumbnail? Do you remember?
I retired at 26.
Ooh, good. Okay. I get it. Yeah. So, okay. So it I don't want to use the word clickbait, but you do want to be thinking more in that direction?
Right. Yeah. The word clickbait can have good or bad connotations. What bait really means is you don't want your video to be a bait and switch.
Right.
So if they click on the thumbnail expecting to see one thing, but that's not what they get,
right,
then they're going to be disappointed.
So you want to deliver.
Yeah, you definitely want to deliver. And if you can deliver, then absolutely use the good side of clickbait.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, engaging, or again, people love, or we don't love curiosity. We want closure. So if you say, what are the best 3 ingredients? That there's a part of us that goes, I don't know. I must find out. What are the best haircuts for 2019? It's like, I don't know. I will click to see it. And so it's like you leave that question in the audience's mind so that they need resolution and they're willing to click to get it.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, this is terrific. I mean, what I really like about what you're saying is that it's like do these nuts and bolts, think about your keywords, do your videos, make them 10 to 12 minutes, think about your thumbnail, think about your call to action. Like, it's very strategic, but it's not rocket science.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're very strategic, exactly, but it's not that we're doing anything too complicated. Yeah.
Right. Or that other people could never, do this because you have some sort of technology or some sort, your best friend works at YouTube, that you're just kind of going, well, we see this works. We're going to keep going. We're going to wait 4 months to see if we can get some sort of boost. That you're patient and that you're willing to stick in there, and like everything, you're willing to do the work.
Yeah. Well, and I, just to be a little bit vulnerable, going back, 5 to 7 years ago, I knew in my mind and in my heart that this was a solid strategy. And I started putting on retreats, 3-day retreats. People would come and I just teach them in and out about all this stuff, and seminars. I did coaching and whatnot. But, it was really hard. I'd get 15 people at a retreat, and I would barely break even with costs because I had to charge so little to get people there. And no one was really implementing it. No one was really taking me seriously. Once I got a track record of success and, making multiple 6 figures, and have lots of clients that are making multiple 6 and 7 figures with their channels, then people say, oh, man, that simple strategy that Nate taught, that actually gets this results. And so once they just see it in perspective, because what I was teaching, it's not anything that's like overwhelmingly, profound. It's just, you need consistency. You need to be strategic about it and know what the end result is that you're going after. Once they see, okay, if I follow these steps, I can do that. Yeah, it's something that anybody can do.
I love that. Okay, so Nate, how can people learn more about you, reach out to you if they have questions or they want to learn about your courses, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So definitely recommend my own YouTube channel,
yes.
Nate Woodbury.
Yes.
And then I have a keyword research mini course that I like to give away for free.
Okay. How can people get it? Is it on your website?
Link, it is... it's a long link, so maybe if you could link to this, but I'll spell it out. You need the HTTPS.
Yep.
And you need the 3 W's.
Yep.
And then my website is betheherostudios.com
Okay.
/keyword.
Okay.
And that will give you access to my keyword research mini course.
Well, wonderful. Well, Nate, I feel empowered. That's the word I would say after hearing you talk about the strategy and you breaking it down like this.
Fantastic. That's my goal for sure.
All right. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
You're very welcome.
I hope you guys liked that episode. I think that Nate's strategy for building videos can be absolutely applied to creating blog posts. So just definitely think about that. And please join the MyLatorre Mastermind Facebook group and come on over Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, because I would love to meet you. I'd love to talk to you. And I will be back here next week.